gonna give you the action movie introduction. Okay. For you guys that don't know who this man is, I'm sure you are living under a rock. So I'm gonna tell you who he is. He is the director of Dawn of the Dead, Sucker Punch, The Watchmen, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, the 4-hour epic of the Snyder Cut of Justice League. And also now on Netflix, Army of the Dead. This is one of the godmen of directors in Hollywood, Zack Snyder.
My goodness. You should just probably stop now because they don't even get into that.
I wanted to give you an introduction. Like, you remember in Rocky 4 where they're introducing Apollo and he's got like 19 names he's the king of Sting, the dancing destroyer. I wanted to do that.
Yeah. That's like, or like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones. Remember, she's like,
oh, I haven't seen it yet. I've only seen the first episode.
Oh, good. Oh my God, that's amazing. Anyway, you'll see Khaleesi. They like by the end of the movie when they introduce her, she's got like this. It's cool. She has a super long name. Breaker of chains, all this crazy shit. You'll see.
Like 17 titles.
Yeah, it's cool.
So all right. So
she tells you the name right before something happens.
Okay. So now this is the movie. In the movie.
No, that's in Game of Thrones as it goes down.
Okay. Okay. I heard they were thinking about.
I don't want to ruin what happens with her.
Okay,
but
I do reactions on my Patreon to movies and TV shows. So I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna start doing it over there, but I have to get to it. It's just so many things that I'm doing right now over there.
No, I understand. It's kind of nice to have it out there, though. By the way, it's cool to have a whole Game of Thrones out there that you can be just ready to watch it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, fans sent it to me. It was pretty cool. They sent it to me, the box set, Blu-ray. So it was really nice of them to do that for me.
That's cool. That's really
cool. Okay, so starting off with a little Justice League. Mm-hmm. They had so many questions they wanted me to ask you. But I guess the big question is, have you heard from WB about continuing since releasing your film?
Well, no. This is what here's the thing I haven't, this is the really, if you want to, I haven't heard from them at all. Like from the day after I released the movie, I haven't gotten a phone call or it's been radio silence. So I don't, the only communication was Anne's article after the movie was released, but that wasn't directly to me. It was to the people. And that was, yeah. So I don't know. Like, as far as I'm concerned, let's see what happens with Discovery, and that's cool. Yeah. And maybe there's who knows, but yeah. Right now, all I know is that as of yesterday, Justice League was #1 in the UK again, so that's cool.
Still going strong. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, I have so much I kind of want to say, but don't want to say. But it's just, I guess we'll see, because there's so many rumors floating around out there, and I believe we spoke before about whether you had actually heard any truth to the rumor of The Rock wanting his character to exist in your universe.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I love that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, not Shazam. Black Adam is a darker character. He's, and you do dark well. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he could fit in the world. So it's interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in the Flash movie, you're going to see, my Batman, and so I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. He is going to be in it. Okay. I hope they keep the tone correct. I really like the tone that he had in Batman v Superman. I tell
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's the best superhero fight scene I've ever seen. I don't think anything compares to that. I mean, other than, you know, like Man of Steel, epic destruction like Dragon Ball Z, destroying buildings and everything, that's different. I mean, some hand-to-hand fighting like the character is supposed, he's the master of martial arts. You know what I mean?
I mean, that movie to me, you know, the two set pieces of the warehouse fight and just Batman Superman fight, like those two fights. By the way, and they're kind of close together in the movie. If you tune in to like where Superman comes, you know, is up in the sky above Batman in the armored suit.
Love that.
You go to the end of the, you know, from there to the end of the movie, it is just full on. It is just because then they fight Doomsday right after that. So it's not like it is like it keeps,
and Wonder Woman shows up.
Yeah, it's
I think in most theaters she got the biggest applause.
Oh my God, yeah.
We've been waiting for years for someone to do her and do her right, and it was done, and it was like, okay, there we go. Satisfaction.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, that's fun.
Okay, so now on the other side, have you heard from DC's rival about possibly doing anything? The all-powerful Disney.
I know, because I remember I've been like going like, oh yeah, we could just do this.
Oh.
But no, I have not.
No. Come on, Disney. People, the rumor is that they're looking at you for Ghost Rider.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know that.
You know, I can't wait. No, maybe that's good and bad. I was going to say, I can't wait till one day, if I'm as big as you, to hear these epic rumors. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of fun. I got to be honest. It's cool. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, no. Ghost Rider is a done deal.
Okay.
No, but no, it's not. I mean, I'm saying it's like
no, I know. I know. and besides, you could be under some NDAs where you can't tell me and anything. You have to.
Not.
No. Okay. So no Ghost Rider, y'all. Okay.
I literally am under no NDA. I could do. That's the thing about most directors is they don't sign an NDA. It's like, you know, it's just is what it is. You do your thing. You just like they don't.
The actors that sign them.
Yeah, the actors or the creatives, like, you know, the art department, all the people that work on the movie. But I thought of the damn thing, so I'm like, you know, I'm going to sign an NDA. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't know if they had you, not for telling that you're going to be directing it, but maybe certain details.
They do like to. We do as like, you know, for marketing and for how we want to announce the movie. There's always like, you know, we're always talking and strategizing about the best way to like reveal these things, you know. It's really, it's cool. It's fun. That's also super fun to kind of try and get everyone excited, you know, as best, you know, and sometimes, you know, me, I like to just poke it a little bit and start to, you know, give a little clue here and there. And
yes, you do.
I do. But, you know, with something gigantic, I like to, you know, let's just do it, you know, the right way.
All right. And I think one of the last questions as far as that goes is for me, and I know a lot of people are wondering, it's like, okay, so WB says that they didn't want the Green Lantern in there because they had other projects slated for them or whatever. But it's like they had Martian Manhunter in there. And if this is the end of your trilogy, like they say, why not? That's what I say.
You literally, this is me. You're saying my dialogue to them. When we had this fight, I was like, guys, I don't understand. We have this whole thing of the multiverse. You guys have this whole, like, who cares? Like, I just think the right end of this movie is Jon Stewart. That's the correct ending, you know, to have. And by the way, I don't want to take anything away from Harry and away from Martian Manhunter because it's cool. And in a lot of ways, seeing him early and then seeing him at the end. It's a cool like, kind of completes his story. If you don't know, you don't know. You're like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
But it was always my intent to have Jon Stewart go like,
yeah,
the
audience would have lost it.
We're ready. Let's go. Like
and he's like, he's a favorite.
Yeah. And also it just makes sense that if it makes sense, even if like there's no other movies, but it would make sense for the movies to come that Jon Stewart would say like, okay, the Green Lantern Corps we're going to come fight with you against Darkseid because we need to do that. Like you guys are going to make it without us. Like you're not going to make like we're like powerful allies in this. And so, just to me, it was like a no brainer but it was like, it was a very serious fight that I was in, and I said, it wasn't, to me, it wasn't worth, doing it to Wayne, like blowing up the whole movie because it was that close, over, and then have everyone be like, or Wayne feel like, oh shit, like I canceled the whole movie because Snyder wouldn't like budge. and I just felt like, okay, fuck it. Like I'm gonna just, and Wayne was great in the thing.
Man. Well, I guess maybe one day.
One day.
All right. So moving on to the miscellaneous. I know you guys want me to ask him more, but trust me, I've talked to him before. We could talk forever, and I only got a certain amount of time, guys.
We will. Let me just say one thing too. So two things. In July, we have the IMAX screenings of Justice League coming up.
Oh, okay.
About that. And then in October, it's my hope that we do the trilogy out here. I want to do in LA, like at Universal City Walk. I got to talk to IMAX because I haven't confirmed it, but like full theater, IMAX trilogy, all three movies in IMAX here in LA. Just,
that's what I'm talking about.
Like a weekend, like maybe over 2 days. I don't know. It might be like either Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because if you're going to fly out to LA, I figure like 3 days would be cool. And then I'll just try and get as many of my buddies to come down for a little like Q&As afterward and just do and then you can go to Universal City Walk or do whatever you're going to do when you're here, Disneyland, I don't care. But, we would do the movies, try and do them kind of like matinee style so that, we could do like a nice hour-long like Q&A afterward. And like really, and maybe some little like side things over the weekend, some little like workshop.
You got something planned. What's funny? You're in luck because I was just about to say, I was going to tell you, I'm going to be shooting a movie for 3 weeks in LA in between the tail end of October and November. So,
all right, let's try it.
Yeah, hopefully we can make that fit.
Yeah.
Now I'm really excited.
Yeah. So I just think it'd be cool. It's a cool destination because I think, for everyone who's worked so hard and kind of like where we are, and it's a cool opportunity for the fans to kind of take stock and see these 3 movies in IMAX and really just go like, okay, like that's cool,
Yeah.
And really like, get the full brotherhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some full brotherhood action.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's all. Then we can move on now. I just want
that's cool, guys. You mark all this stuff on your calendars as reminders, y'all, because this is going to be happening. Would you ever direct well, no, you would. You would. Because you did Sucker Punch. I was going to say, would you do an anime movie, but more specifically, Dragon Ball Z? I get that question so much to ask you.
Yeah, I would consider that. I mean, if it came around, but definitely I would do an anime like remake, or like live action. That would be fun because I love animation and I've been watching Fair amount. I watch a ton of anime with my kid who's too young to watch it, but we watch it anyway.
Gotcha. It'd be cool. A lot of people were saying if you and Henry teamed up to do Invincible and made him Omni-Man.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's good. That's fun.
Okay, so now let's shift on into Army of the Dead. Now,
you have miscellaneous, or was that miscellaneous? We did it.
I'm looking at my time, and yeah, maybe I could fit some others in there.
All right.
All right. So in this movie, so you wrote and directed this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, is this in any way a spinoff of Dawn of the Dead or related to that world?
I mean, it's only related in like the sort of meta way that, I made Dawn of the Dead. And so in the making of it, kind of went to school on genre and on zombies and all that shit. And so, in that way it is related, but the stories aren't really related. There's one Easter egg that I put in there, when Tig's looking at the thing that says the Milwaukee outbreak, and that's the only, that's the only thing, but it's not, but it's really just me, winking. Yeah. Thank you. But otherwise, no, it's a wholly and very realized universe that, will exist in, Matthias's prequel. He plays the safecracker.
How precisely do we do the zombie killing?
Oh, Jesus. Is there anybody else here who hasn't killed a zombie? Well, we all know the basics. When it comes to killing them, it's all about the brain. If one comes at you, shoot it in the brain. It's that simple.
What if I took a big rock and smashed it into the head? Would that work?
Yeah, that'd still be targeting the brain, so that would work.
Copy that.
Theater.
Okay.
So he directed in Europe this kind of romantic comedy heist movie mashup that tells his origin story, how he knows what he knows about safe cracking and all that. And then the animated series, which is that I'm doing with Jay, and I'm directing 2 of them, the 2 of the episodes out of the 6, and I did the story, and Shay Hatton, who wrote with me on Army, wrote all the scripts, and it's really a deep dive into where the zombie plague originated and like what it's all about. And it's an amazing cast. It's all the people from the movie. It's Joe, it's Magnello, and it's Christian Slater. It's just cool. It's a really cool cast.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like I have questions, but then the more I talk to you, then I get other ones, and I'm trying to stay on track. Okay, so
Hutchins and Jenna Malone also in it.
Okay.
Little Sucker Punch alumni.
You're bringing everybody back. Wait. So there's aliens in this. Saw the orbs race off. Just possible time travel also?
Possible, yeah.
Okay, now, has this ever been done in a movie before? I've never seen zombie animals.
Do you hear that?
Yeah. You should all hear that. It's kind of loud. Or
I don't know. I'd have to look. Possibly, but
The Walking Dead, they eat them. They attack the animals.
yeah. No, I feel like it makes sense that there might be zombie animals in this. So, yeah.
Okay, zombie animals, and you had a zombie baby.
Oh yeah.
Now, tell me.
Like conceived after everyone was a zombie. Let's just be frank.
Did you shoot a zombie sex scene?
I did not. I wanted to, but I did not.
I wonder how many fetishes would have popped up after that if it was released. God.
I was like, well, that feels like possibly too much for a lot of people. So I'm going to leave that one in the mind of the viewer.
Okay, so without, I guess, giving away too much, if you don't want to, I understand. Are they alive or not?
Well, I mean, there's certainly like you can't kill them by shooting them with a gun. I mean, you can't put them down unless they take a headshot.
Right.
So they fit into all the zombie sort of tropes.
Gotcha.
But I think they are an evolution, because I always thought that like it's cooler that the reason they're really scary is because they sort of represent a replacement for mankind, not purely. And once they can like breed on their own without a human host, then I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's really that's really scary. Okay, they're having babies. They can make animals also zombies. Aliens have something to do with this, and that's the reason why I asked whether they were alive or not. Because some of the theories are saying they don't know if they're like a crossbreed of alien and human. Some people think that Omari's character, which had one of the most badass moments I've ever seen in a movie, he went toe to toe with a zombie. I was like, what? I don't think I've ever seen that either. Oh, shit. What? Are you serious? What? Whoa, too strong. They think he's Zeus.
Oh, the new Zeus.
Time loop, yeah. And he's
Oh,
the one that breaks out because they have a similar haircut and stuff.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I guess it, with the zombie virus, also permed his hair and straightened it and lightened him up.
Made him a little taller.
Yeah, a little taller, changed the body.
I think it's probably more likely that he would be, well, you'll learn in the animated series, who Zeus is. You do learn.
Good. So the animated series is the prequel.
It is like, it's one of the chapters, I think, of the prequel that could be the prequel, because basically the prequel, if we did a second season of the animated series, it would take us probably right up to the, Richard's getting out,
Okay.
But this takes us right to kind of, well, it takes us back there at 51 and we kind of figure out what happened.
Okay.
But,
so, Netflix wants a sequel to this, don't they?
So, I mean,
come on, Netflix, give it to us. This was good. I got to find out what happens.
It's funny because like now we live in a time where like, people are like into their series and they're like, they get an episode of a big episode of a TV show and they're like, okay, that was a nice appetizer. Let's go.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah.
I figure if you can, I wouldn't say wring out a movie or sequels to it or a television series, but if there's really something there, I say go for it.
Yeah. Oh, there is something there. Like we know, like Shay and I already got the whole thing worked out. It's pretty epic. Yeah.
All right, we're just waiting for green lights then, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would say that the character in the movie for me that was the funniest had to be the pilot.
We are putting together a crew for a job. Yeah, what does it pay?
Well, if it pans out, we make $2 million for one day's work.
$2 million.
But
that's my share. That's just for me. $2 million if it pans out. I'm in. Yeah. You don't want to know, the risks, or why would I want to know the risks? $2 million? It's a lot of cash. Listen,
Anything's
I
worth
hate
that.
my life so deeply. If I had $2 million, my life would change drastically. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
You sure you don't want to know?
I bet it had something to do with a helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm the helicopter guy. Yeah. Where do I sign?
I mean, whenever you felt tense, she totally relaxed you.
Oh yeah,
It's hilarious.
Big is hilarious. Yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah, like I just would love to just sit at a table and listen to her talk. I mean, for a good hour. I mean, I felt like she was just really being herself or something. You know what I mean?
100%. And she was a joy to work with and really fun to put in a movie, and just and she's been great also in just in the press, she's just been doing a lot of great. She's hilarious in her like interviews. So it's really fun. Yeah, she's really fun. And she's in the animated series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we see her. She's like quipping about everything, the whole time.
Now, Batista, the animal from WWE. All right. Now, I've seen interviews with him where he's saying basically, he'd like to separate himself from, I guess, that archetype that The Rock plays. He doesn't just want to be the strong guy, boom, boom, pow, explosions. He wants to make people cry and stuff like that. So I did see in certain, in a lot of the scenes, he really did bring that.
Oh yeah, I mean he does an amazing job. Just emotionally.
Yeah, you kind of got me in the end. I was like, wow, this is really sad. I was really I was like, man, no, she's got. It was like a mirror. It was like she was being shown a mirror. Like he had to do it to his wife, and then she had to take out that. And I was just like, God, man. Because I would have liked to see him in the next one, but unless
there's more. There's a lot.
Oh,
I mean, I love him too, but it really does go. It does go all the way. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no I think the cool thing about the way we had planned, if there ever was a sequel, the way we plan it, the Shay I planned it, is it kind of like it scales. It almost turns into another kind of movie as it goes bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? And because
okay,
sort of knowing where the zombies come from. It's like it's a bit of a thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions. This is this is one of those movies where you left a lot open. And I saw a person that does reviews, and they were mad at you because of the elevator scene. The whole.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna let you go out there alone.
Don't die. I know it. Look at that. Oh my God. I was like, what'd I tell you, man? What'd I tell y'all, man? And they were like, he set me up for a possible relationship with these two. I'm like, but it's a zombie movie. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the horror part. People get taken out that you don't expect.
I like that. That's then and that made me mad. That made him mad.
Yeah, he wasn't like super mad, but he actually gave the movie, I think, like 4 stars or a B+ or something like that. But it was like, I was like, nah, man, like I get what you're saying, but considering what happened at the end, I guess she needed to go,
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, once you get into it, once you and your girlfriend decide to go into a zombie-infested Vegas, you got to know that the stakes are high. Like, there's a good chance, very good chance, that the relationship is not going to be the top of the priority list for what's going to happen. And
coming back.
If anything, I'm gonna that vulnerability I'm gonna take advantage of that. Like I'm just saying. That seems that
No,
to me.
it worked for me. I was just like,
I mean, I feel like I just feel like, you know, I find it sort of, I guess, when you are in that deep in genre, like that is the exact thing at the exact moment that has to happen at that exact time. There's no doubt in my mind that like I didn't even consider it for a second. Like, oh no, the door is open. Like that's just how it goes. Like
right.
that's like as soon as you're like, we can work this out. You know what? I love you.
And the way you did it, you actually gave us a slight amount of hope that he was going to save her. Because there's a pause of when he's holding her head, the zombie's holding her neck before. And I was like, oh, he's going to shoot it in time. No. I was like, oh my God. But,
the spine pops out, and that's how you know it's like that.
Say it again.
And then the spine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the. I was like, oh my God. My girl lost it when she saw that. Back to one miscellaneous, which was the most important miscellaneous to most people. Star Wars. You had a Star Wars that you were doing?
Yeah, I talked to them a while ago. It was a long time ago, before the sale, actually.
Gotcha.
And I had an idea. And but by the way, I've kind of like I've had that idea. I've been working on that idea since it kind of wasn't going to be a Star Wars movie anymore. But I've been working on it a lot, so it could be a thing we see at some point.
Oh well, round of applause for that because I want to see that.
Yeah,
it wasn't too happy.
I've never really done a like full blown sci-fi spectacular, like huge monster world creating, galaxy creating thing with like, you know, I'm a huge fan, and that would be something I think would be really fun to do. You know, really go after it in a big way.
Yeah, and I know the Jedi robes and the Sith capes would be
clapping. There would be a bit of flapping going on. There has to be.
Okay, so where do we go from here? Did you have any
well, I mean, we are look, I had a great experience with Netflix. They're amazing. I couldn't have been happier with the way the partnership and the way it worked. I would hope that I'm to do another movie with them as soon as I can. I have been working on something, and so we'll see about that. And excited, possibly to continue the Army universe and really expand it. And I had such a good time doing that movie. It's unbelievable. So that's awesome. And like I say, you know, sky's the limit with, you know, what those guys, as far as my feeling about Netflix is they're just like, okay, what do you want? Let's go. What do you think? And I think that's really refreshing and cool.
It's always good to find people that you work well with.
Yes. Yeah. And they've been, you know, even just the way that they marketed Army, and they really were behind it 100%. And, you know, it's just crazy to think like how many people have seen the movie already, you know, it's like, you know, even just the numbers are crazy. And you know, and frankly, I mean, it brought me, like we were talking about, like the, you know, just the Justice League numbers, and we never like, we don't really know what happened 100%. I mean, we got like, if you kind of do your own investigating and you're like, oh, we got these numbers from China and from the UK, and from Samba TV, whatever the hell that is, and you put them all together, and then you sort of put Army numbers together, and you say like, okay, so over the last like 3 months, I don't know what the raw number is, but it's like, probably close to 500 million people have seen like some movies I've made. So that's kind of fun.
That's nuts. You know what? I really like your story after, I just got to say this kind of, after the whole Justice League thing and then getting your cut out. Because it's like the whole world rallied behind you. All your fans rallied and you got your vindication, your justice, pun intended, and it's like now a lot of times when someone, it's like a relationship. It's like you get out of a bad relationship, someone that doesn't understand you, and you get into a better relationship with someone who understands you, gives you what you need and what you want, and you flourish. And that seems to be happening. Yeah. And I'm happy for you. Seriously.
Yeah. I feel like that. I really do. And it's really great. But like, I'll be honest, and I think, and the fans have been amazing. And I always try and think whenever I get a chance, because, there'd be no Justice League without what the fans did. That's 100% a fact. And, it's been really, fun for me just as a filmmaker, and that I got this incredible opportunity, and we got a chance to create this for epic superhero movie, which will probably never happen anything like that again. So that's been awesome, and I love the community, and I love what the fans stand for, and I'm hoping that we are going to be by the time we do our fundraiser in the fall, that we'll be at $1 million for AFSP, and that's just like a reason to celebrate, I think.
Yeah.
So
I like that. That's good. Everything's coming together for you, man.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good fun. I really love it.
So, I had one more and it just dropped. What's your favorite movie that you've directed?
My favorite movie, it's tough. Like your children, it's hard to like say one's better than the other, of course. Each of them, there's elements of each of them that I think, I really like. I love like the Dr. Manhattan creation sequence in Watchmen, and the title sequence, of course. But I also love that movie in general. I love the first flight in Man of Steel, and I love all the scenes with Kevin, I love some of the all of them, but like I love some of the sucker punch action is crazy and just really fun and amazing, and also frankly just the many crazy layers of that movie, which I think still are yet to be mined, as they say. I love in BVS, like we talked about that sequence in BVS, which is crazy cool. There's just certain parts of every movie I think are really fun, and just in rewatching, you're like, oh my god, like that is that's nuts.
I got you.
Like the Leonidas freelance solo one shot. That's one of those shots that I'm like, wow, we did that. That's crazy. So yeah, there's always like there's those things that I and by the way, also the Cyborg origin, like little film inside the film in Justice League is pretty awesome.
That was almost his movie in a way.
It kind of is. Yeah. And Army, I love the title sequence in Army, and I also love the like casino floor battle. That's fun. It's all just so there's always these like moments that I'm like, that was super fun. but like as a pinnacle. And so, you know, they all kind of.
Got you. You know what's funny about you? I noticed, you know, you're really calm and you seem modest and stuff. And I got it. You know, I've always wanted to ask somebody at your level, what does it feel like to have like just 300 created several movements in fitness, in diet, documentaries all about the Spartans. Like I feel like I'd be okay if some leaked footage came out of you just standing in your home saying, I am Zack Snyder, because it's like you like with just that one thing, like your movies inspire people. You know what I mean? It's crazy. What does that kind of feel like to have done that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we have. Maybe it's something that you should do is take the time to kind of reflect and say like, all right, this is cool. What we did is like we should be proud and the accomplishments and stuff like that. But you know, you're like a shark. You can't stop, or you know, you got to keep going. So it's though I really, like I say, you know, there's been moments where I get to go back and reflect on the movies and really like, oh yeah, that was fun. That was a cool part. I really like doing that. You know, I still try and, you know, I do feel a responsibility toward the fans where I really want to make sure that that I'm trying to supply them with more content and just more stuff to talk about and, you know, some rabbit holes to go down because I think that that's fun. But yeah, I mean, 300, there's a movie called Meet the Spartans, which is a
Oh,
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a high level of pop culture, you know, insanity.
Yeah.
Even what I did on Colbert, you know, is like,
yeah.
you realize like, oh, I mean, it's all just a joke, but in a lot of ways, like, you know, it's all based on something. You know?
Right. Did you ever have a third 300 sequel? I mean, you know what I mean? Like
I wrote a movie. I did, you know, I talked about the other day, there's a movie I wrote called Blood and Ashes, which I wrote with Kurt. That was supposed to be the third movie I mean, that's how we sort of sat down to think about it. But then what happened was when I sat down to write it, I kind of, through all my research and everything I was doing, just, you know, in preparing, because it was an Alexander the Great story. But then it turned into an entirely different sort of non-300 script. It really, and I really love it. Warner Brothers has it. I don't know if I'll ever see it, you know, but I really did love writing it. And I love the story. It's super intense and beautiful, but, you know, it's more of a personal story between Alexander and Hephaestion. You know, it's like but yeah, it was really fun and really cool. And yeah.
Give it to them, WB. All right, so one.
I don't think they're going to make it, so why not? Just hand it over, and I'm happy to.
Yeah, lightning could strike twice with that, you know. That, you know. And one last thing, I want to kind of end on a phoenix rising from the ashes type of thing, on a positive note. But coming from you, because I get this question all the time, being in the spotlight. And, you know, you've got way more stress than what I deal with. But how do you deal with the naysayers and continue to move forward? You know?
Yeah, I guess that's what I guess for me, it's like that's what's awesome about the fan community and the strength of the fan community right now. I mean, I think over the last like 4 years, they've really solidified into like, you know, they feel like they've been vindicated and they've had the opportunity to, like, you know, be shown as not crazy for liking my movies. And I think that's helped me because, like, you know, I've been able to just, those guys, you know, they not to say that they do protect me a lot, and they're out there. and they'll stomp someone who's got a bad idea, And so that if I see something like, really, this is not cool, they'll be like, that is not cool. So in that way, it's been that's really helped me a lot to kind of just go like, yeah, let's just stay the course. Let's do it our way. We know that that's going to work. And look, frankly, we've just learned that the more compromise, the more watered down the thing is, the less cool it is. So it's worked out in a great way that if that's the lesson that we've learned over for me, over 17 years of making movies, that in the end, consistently for me anyway, the movies that I've been the most honest with, the most singular with, those are the best movies. Yeah. And so I just think it's a good lesson for everyone that compromises sometimes I get it, but sometimes you got to fight for the movie.
Yeah. I like that. It's a nice note to end on. Thank you very much for your time again.
My pleasure. Excited to see you out here. I hope we can grab a drink or something.
Yeah. As I was going to say, we have to get a burger or a beer or something, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt. And then, we'll watch some IMAX movies, have a burger.
We'll go on to town and get some girls. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Mrs. Snyder. It's just a joke.
I'm sure by the way, Pasadena's right here, old town. So that'll be easy.
All right, cool, man. Thank you. Good sport.
All right. And don't forget, you can watch Army of the Dead again because I'm sure you missed something.
I know I did. I watched like 10 videos breaking down your movie, and I'm like, I didn't even see that. So I got to go.
Well, it's cool. I mean, the one thing about Army of the Dead that is cool that you got to admit is that you can meet some guy, right? Say you're just like in line somewhere and you get to talking. The guy's like, oh, yeah, I saw Army of the Dead, that zombie flick. Sure. What about it? And you're like, yeah, but what about the time loop? And he's like, what's that?
Yeah.
What about the alien origins? What are you talking about? What alien origins? Yeah. No, the zombie flick where the zombies are like, they're running kind of fast, kind of smart. That one. Yeah. You're like, yeah, that one. I'm talking about that one. He's like, I don't know. I didn't see that.
You really weren't paying attention, buddy.
About another movie. No. That one has that stuff in it.
Yeah.
That's fun because I've talked to a bunch of people when we were doing the press in the lead up, and they were like, no, I don't think that's a thing. And I'm like, what? Okay. No, that's fine.
It is a thing. I wrote it.
Yeah. No, but it's just fun to it's fun to see that the movies kind of can be two things for two different people entirely,
Yes.
And by the way, these people enjoyed the movie. This is someone who's like, that movie was amazing. And I was like, oh, cool. And they're like, yeah, I loved it. And I'm like, oh, cool. What do you think of the aliens? No, yep. No. I'm talking about Army of the Dead. And I'm like, no. I know you are. But anyway, so that's fun. That's fun.
And it's funny. I honestly missed that. Yeah. I didn't notice Area 51 and I didn't notice the orbs. I just noticed the military.
Of course. And that's the way it's designed. Your eye just goes with the trucks. Like, why would you be looking in the sky? It doesn't make sense.
So I like that though. Because, you can appeal with that type of directing. You can appeal to the, I guess the normies that just are going to watch the movie, but then to the people that break down everything, you appeal to them because they're like, "Ooh, I caught that." The regulars aren't going to catch that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It is that makes the movie not all movies have that. A lot of movies are just that's it. Like what you see, in the first take is there's no why. Why would we when Zeus rides up to the Olympus, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a mural above the Olympus, up on the wall, right on the top of above the columns, right in that little piece of architecture that sticks out. that tells the story of the alien origins of it tells there's a like in like ancient Greek, like it
I
also
did see a little something like that in the video. I was doing something, but I was listening. I was like, wait, what? So yeah, I gotta watch it again, man.
Yeah. Anyway, but also just it's cool to just just chill and watch the movie and let it wash over you too. So however you want to watch it, it's there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, sir. I'll see you soon.
All right. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Woo!